I am hopping on with a fun project share using some of the new dies from KSCRAFT. I'm going to link everything in the description box below so you can check it out there. You can purchase these dies on Amazon or on AliExpress. And these are dies that are designed originally by designers that work for KSCRAFT, and they always create the cutest stuff. And yeah, I am on their design team. I received the dies for free in exchange for me sharing them with you, giving you some inspiration on how you might want to use them. Okay, so let's dive in. So the first thing I want to share is this shaker die for the tote. Okay, so the die that came out this time is the piece that allows the front of this tote to be a shaker. Okay, so I'm going to link the tote and the shaker die below so that you can grab them if you need to. Okay, you may have already bought the tote. The tote came out, I believe, in the fall. And so the shaker piece is what came out in this release. So if you already have the tote, then you just need the shaker die. But if you don't have either, then you would need both in order to make it a shaker. Okay, so I am using Chasing Dreams from Maggie Holmes for all of my projects today. I have decided that I'm going to get some of these things out of my vault and use them and enjoy them, and no more hoarding over here on my end. So I have really enjoyed working with this collection. This is the first time I've used it. And of course, with the KSCRAFTS dies, it just goes together so effortlessly. So in order to create this tote, I just, put the tote together, and then I use the shaker die here for the front. And of course, I've got my little shaker mix in there, which makes it super duper fun. And then I've just layered up a bunch of ephemera embellishments on the front. Let's see, is this focusing? There we go. And I added some little buttons here. And then on the side, I've just put a cute little dangle. So this is a super sturdy tote. I did line the inside with patterned paper, and I used 110-pound white cardstock to create the tote. But this thing is super sturdy. Like, it is not going anywhere. So this is the back. And yeah, it's a good size. Let me grab my ruler. Okay, so this tote is... let's do the widest point here. At the widest point, it is about 5.5 inches wide, and the actual basket part is about 4 inches tall. And if you include the handles, then it is almost, but not quite, about 6 3/4 inches there. And then deep, the tote is about 2.5 inches or so, right? A little less than that. Depends on with the shaker piece here. So I have my 5 mm foam, so that adds a little bit of dimension there. But you can see it's a good size tote. I mean, this would be great for a swap. You could put a ton of stuff inside of here, and it just creates this super cute little bag. This would be perfect for Mother's Day swaps, teacher gifts, Easter. This would make such a cute little Easter basket. You could use this for all kinds of stuff. So really, really cute. An absolute must-have in your stash. This creates a good-sized tote. It's easy to put together. And then, of course, the shaker element just adds a lot of fun to it. Okay, so there's that. And let's see. The next thing I created were some of these butterflies. Now, these are the paperclip butterflies. So when I die cut these out, they had little tabs at the top. I chose to cut my tabs off because I wanted to make embellishments. But just know that they do come with the tabs, but also know that you can use double duty for this die, right? So you can create the little paperclip banner, or you can cut those tabs off and then you have an embellishment. So I just wanted to show that it could be used multiple ways. So I have also die cut those poppy flowers. I will link those below too. They are flower plates. So the great thing about those is you just run them through the die machine and it cuts out a whole bunch of flowers at one time. So I was able to make a ton of flowers very quickly and easily. And then I just used that embossing tool to sort of shape the flowers. And then I put a little rhinestone in the center. So cute. I cut these out of patterned paper and then I stitched down the center. So if you look on the back, there's a stitching line down the center. So on these, they are not attached here. They're just sort of hanging free, which I liked. I think that just adds a little bit of dimension. I cut this top part here out of vellum, and then like I said, I just stitched down the center, and then I added the flower to the top, and then some little sentiments from the collection. So I think those are just super fun. You could put these on a card, any kind of embellishment, just really pretty, and adds, like I said, a lot of texture and dimension because they're not glued down. So that's really fun. Okay, so there is those. There are those, I should say. Okay, and then the word dies. So these are the shadow words. And so I created some little strips. Let me move this out of the way. So I love creating these little strips. I don't know who actually, quote unquote, invented these. I've seen lots of crafters doing them, so I'm not sure who to give credit to, but I just love these strips. First of all, they're a great way to use up your scraps of pattern paper. And second of all, they're super easy to put together. And third of all, they look absolutely adorable when you're done. They're perfect to put on bag toppers. You could make cards out of them, add them to embellishments, you know, whatever. But I really do enjoy making them. So all I did was cut a bunch of strips of pattern paper and glue them together. Let's see, there we go. And then I added a little ephemera piece here. And then this is the shadow word die from KSCRAFT. And so I just cut that out, layered it up, stitched a line through the center with my sewing machine, and then I used my white gel pen. I used the Jelly Roll 08 to add some highlights to the words, which I like to do when I'm using a solid color cardstock. So yeah, and I put some foam tape on there, and then just a couple of these little rhinestone stickers. So stinking cute, and these come together so quickly. And like I said, they make, I don't know why this isn't focusing. There we go. They make really cute bag toppers. They're just great. And if you make some ahead of time, then you're ready to go and you have them, you know, all set. And you don't have to do a bunch of prep work. So yeah, really cute. I love these. And of course, these words are perfect for this collection. We've got sunshine, butterfly, spring, welcome, hello, and then I use the enjoy here on my box. Okay, so those are the shadow words. Again, you know I love the shadow words. Always, always love those. Okay, and then this is the butterfly bow die, and I created a couple of those. And I just glued down the center, and I left this part sort of open. And I just like the texture of that, it just not being glued down. I think that's fun. I used a little bit of a gel pen here and on the sort of bug part of the butterfly. And then I used an older flower die here from KSCRAFT, and I will link that in the description box below in case you're interested in it. And then I've just got these cute little buttons in the center, and I think those turned out super fun. Perfect, sweet little spring bow to add to your projects. And again, these came together very quickly and were a lot of fun to put together. So I grabbed and made those. And then the last thing I have to share with you guys from this release today are these kites. Okay, so this is, I think, the Kite mini album. So I think you can make like a mini album or a tag flip with it, but I decided to make an embellishment just because I don't yet know what I'm going to do with these things. So for me, the embellishments are, you know, sort of my go-to. But what I did was I glued them together, and you can turn this into a shaker. I did not turn mine into a shaker because I knew I was going to be adding a lot of other elements to it. But I used the butterfly die, and the butterfly die that comes with this set does not cut the wings out in the center here. Okay. But if you want it to, all you have to do is take a pair of scissors and snip right here and right here. And then you glue this little body part on top, and you can't even tell that you snipped that off. So that is a way that you can make it into an actual butterfly if you want it to be. Okay. And I just put a little banner here, some little dots. I actually stitched on my sewing machine over the stitching lines that were provided by the die, which was nice because it gave me a really straight line to follow. My stitching has never looked so good. And then at the very bottom here, I've just added some ribbons to the bottom. I think Hannah, when she did her video, she sort of shared that idea and I thought that was genius. So I decided to do that. So I just added some little trims down here and I've got this little polka dot bow. And then I have my little poppy flower down here at the bottom. And I just glued that right on top of this bow that was down here. And that sort of gives it some stability and helps it, you know, not fall off the bottom basically. So yeah, these are just super cute little embellishments that you could put again on a card, any project that you're creating. These would be really cute on the front of a mini album. You could just do all kinds of things with this. So even if you're thinking you like this die, but you're not sure you want to create a mini album with it, just know you can always, you know, use these dies for anything. You don't have to necessarily use them for their intended purpose. So I made this one and I made this one. This one has the yellow flower. And then I also made this one. And I love how these turned out. So stinking cute. This would be such a cute die with that carousel collection as well. And there are a ton of Maggie Holmes collections and other collections that have kites in them. You know, perfect for spring and summer crafting. Such a cute die and really quick and easy to put together too. And like I said, you can turn it into a shaker if you want. So cute. Okay, so that's my project share for today. I will have more projects coming, but this is what I have created so far. And so I hope you guys are having a super great day. I'll leave the links in the description box below. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them. I love reading what you guys have to say. Okay, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.